Hey YouTube, it's Numistaka here, and I'm just on my way into the office. I've hooked up the high quality microphone so it cuts out a bit of the traffic noise, and I thought I'd have a little ramble. You probably noticed I haven't been posting as many videos as I have done in the past, and the reason for that is because I suppose I haven't been buying as much. And why haven't I been buying as much? And really it's about the state of the pound against the dollar. Of course, when you're in the US, all you have to worry about is the price of precious metals, really. Not quite all you have to worry about, but certainly that's one of the major things. And you can decide whether or not you're buying or selling purely on the spot price of metals. However, outside of the US, different factors apply, because we have to consider not only the state of the precious metals market in terms of spot price, but we have to look at the exchange rate. And the long-term exchange rate traditionally between the UK and America has hovered around about 1.5. So $1.5 to every English pound. At the moment it's around about 1.2. So there's a kind of risk factor which is about 18 to 20% not in our favour at the moment in relation to buying precious metals. So if we think that medium term the price is going to go back to its long-term average of 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, then in many ways it's a very dangerous thing to do to buy precious metals at 1.2, because we have to have an additional 15 to 20% appreciation in the spot metal price to get into a break-even position. So in many ways it's better to slightly change the way you buy, hang off a little bit, only buy things that are a really good price in absolute terms, or they've got a high numismatic content. But at the moment it makes relatively little sense if you're in the UK to be buying bullion, and so I'll give you an example in terms of pricing in the UK. The December 2015 I think was pretty much the kind of low. You had the spot price of gold hovering at about 1,050, 1,060. You could pick up an ounce gold bullion coin for round about 710 in pounds. The ounce of the spot price in pounds is now 1,050 pounds. So just by sitting doing nothing in pounds, you've made quite a lot of money. But that also means that maybe now is not necessarily the right time to buy. And of course, if you look at the bullion dealers, they're full of stock. You know, when the pound was a little bit higher and when the spot price was a little bit lower, the bullion dealers had no stock. Nobody wanted to sell to them. As the spot price rises, as the pound softens, suddenly there are all the sellers who come out of the woodwork, but there's not very many buyers. So things have kind of reversed out, and you can now pretty much have your choice of any kind of bullion coin at the main dealers in the UK. Hatton Garden Metals, Chards, Atkinsons, they've all got loads of stock, and buying stock at these prices is probably just a little bit more risky for them. And I suspect maybe margins might need to extend, but of course if they try and get greedier and extend their margins, then that makes even fewer buyers come into the market. So you might find that things go the other way potentially. But so for me, what's my strategy been? Well, my strategy, I have still bought. You know, my confession is that I still find certain things to be worth buying, even at higher prices. The things that I've bought, I've ordered some pre-orders for 2016 gold Libertads, even though they are going to be much more plentiful this year than previous years. I think the mintages may very well be 3 to 4 times last year's mintages. So this year is a good time to pick up 2016 gold Libertads a little bit more cheaply. When they come on tap, you might very well find that the big premiums that they're trying to get on pre-order at the moment diminish this year, because there will be a glut of gold Libertads beyond any doubt this year. I don't know why, but the Mexican mint seem to have really ramped up the proof mintage this year. Each time they do something maverick, this year it's going to be a lot more gold proofs around. Don't know whether that means the BU ones might be a good idea to find this year. We'll have to wait and see on that one. So I'm buying some gold Libertads because I would like some 2016s in my collection. I've been buying Chinese non-fiat coins and medals, only certain ones that I believe have a really good potential. Some maybe don't have a really good potential, but others do, depending on mintages and mints and stuff like that, design. And then I've also placed orders with the Royal Mint for 2 of the 2017 proof sovereigns and a premium 3-coin sovereign set as well. Now, I know a number of you guys have also been ordering from the Royal Mint. I think it's a great design, very good year to buy. I do not think this is going to be a big money earner, and it is just as likely this will be a money loser over the next few months or few years, although things could surprise me. I'm buying these things because there aren't very many have been minted. I really like them, and they will go into my long-term collection, but they are very likely to be not for flipping. So that's what I've been buying. So that I've been buying mostly gold. What have I been selling? Well, I've got a whole load of stuff on eBay at the moment because I am also trying to thin out my collection, look for duplicates, look for things that aren't core to my collection, and sell those either via forums or via eBay. It's difficult sometimes to know which is the best one. eBay, the price you get will be slightly higher generally, although I'm doing lots of low start auctions and you never quite know how those are going to end up. But the forums also tend to be a very good way of selling without the extra costs of eBay. However, you do normally need to ask a little bit lower on the forums than you would otherwise get in order to get some interest. So, and you know, what's my purpose in selling? Well, in February next year, I'm going to have to close on a property deal, which is a buy-to-let property that I bought off plan 2.5 years ago. The property itself has already gone up in value quite a lot, even without me buying it. Just the cost of the property has probably gone up 15% in the 2.5 years since I placed the order for it, which is good news. But I don't have the whole amount of that in cash. I will have to take out a mortgage, and I realise that if I do sell a few $1,000s worth of stuff from my collection that is not core or duplicated, then that means there's less money I have to borrow. And if you've ever had a buy-to-let mortgage, then the mortgage rates are a little bit higher than you would otherwise pay for a residential mortgage in the UK. So I'm going to have to pay up to 4% to borrow money for the buy-to-let, and on that basis, if I can borrow slightly less money on the mortgage, then that may be a good thing, and it could certainly be worth selling a few things that I don't treasure that much in order to be able to do that. So hope that was of interest. Sorry about the ramble as usual. This was really what I'm doing at the present time. I am going to try and make a number of other videos and talk about strategy for the future and what I'm going to do when the exchange rates change, and I feel that it's safe to jump back in the water, because I still have a huge amount of confidence in gold and silver and precious metals for the future. I think at some stage the dollar is going to flop. I think that at the moment it's being held artificially high, I think that people have overreacted in the UK to Brexit, and at some stage in the next 12 to 18 months, I think there's going to be an evening out of the exchange rate on the basis of the dollar becoming weaker and the pound becoming stronger. I think that although I did not vote for Brexit at all, and I would have preferred to remain in the European community, I do feel that Europe is going to have a dodgy time just at the point that the UK is coming out of Brexit and recovering. I think that the amount to which the UK needs Europe has been overstated. I think the Europeans are acting like children, I think, in a lot of the things that they say and do, unfortunately. And there's a little bit of sour grapes there. But we'll see how it turns out. I think on balance, Brexit won't be a bad thing for the UK. I think it'll help us build trade relations with Canada, Australia, China, New Zealand. There's a lot of other places in the world that we can trade really well with. And I don't expect there to be too many, it to be too onerous the other way, because the Germans want to sell all their very expensive cars in the UK and all their high quality expensive products. They have to find a market for those as well. So we'll see how that pans out, and hopefully I'll be able to bring you some more regular unboxings very soon. So that's all from me at the moment. Please keep subscribing, almost at the 3,000 mark, which is great, and hoping it gets there in the next few months. And please subscribe, and please like, and above all, and most importantly, even if you don't subscribe, please comment and join the discussion.